Welcome students, teachers, family, and friends to the graduation ceremony for the Aaron School class of 2017. Today marks the end of one chapter and the start of a new one in our lives. Today is a day to remember that every single hour we have spent through these years hard at work in the classroom and at home has led to this moment. Today is a day to celebrate all the achievements we have made, all the relationships we have forged, all the ways in which we have transcended our difficulties to become who we are today. I would like to begin with a brief discussion about how Aaron School has changed me as a person. I first attended Aaron School in 2005 for first grade. After finishing 5th grade in 2010, I moved to Aaron Academy, as it was called then, for middle school. However, Aaron Academy merged back into Aaron School in my 8th grade year. Thus, I can technically say that I have been here for 12 years. Early during my time here, I often struggled with my behavior and found it difficult to make friends, relate with others, or share my personal interests. However, I was immediately struck by the community of students with whom I could so deeply empathize. Our teachers kept the work challenging and intensive, but always watched out for us and provided us with the accommodations we needed to feel as comfortable as we could. One-on-one discussions with flexible and compassionate counselors taught me relaxation and self-motivation techniques that have allayed my worst fears and helped me to realize my full potential. And participating in group assignments and extracurricular activities, from our elementary school concerts to the high school student council, from our floor hockey and ping pong clubs to our annual anti-bullying skit, has allowed me to form strong bonds with students across the grades and has taught me crucial independence, leadership, and communication skills. Much of the same can be said for all of us. Through classes, counseling, and group activities, we have discovered what makes us comfortable, what our true interests are, and what qualities we possess that make us unique. We have learned to accept each other for who we are, to recognize that our so-called disabilities do not solely hinder and confine us, but also empower us, and at times enhance our abilities to solve problems, think critically, and feel confident in who we are as individuals. And through our daily rituals and school traditions, such as field day, the dances, the talent show, we have managed to put aside our differences and have fun. At this point, I believe it would be fitting to comment briefly on the unique ways each one of us has contributed to the Aaron community. Zio, you are one of the most passionate, energetic, and resilient people I have met in the past few years. I can always look to you to brighten my spirits on the darkest of days. And what better way to end your Aaron career than with a slapball championship? Dylan, you impress me every day with your effective blend of academic motivation and curiosity, or as you might say, inquisitiveness, and dazzle us regularly with your diverse assortment of fashionable outfits and your fantastic dance moves. Douglas, a fellow veteran at Aaron, who has been here for all 12 years, you have always been an absolute pleasure to be around, open to trying new things, and always ready to have a good time. Austin, another original member of our class, I have always known you to be bright, serious, and sincere. Through your 13 years, you have continued to forge a legacy that embodies the values of Aaron in every way possible. Jason, yet another veteran of Aaron, you are determined and funny, and you have always been one of our most beloved students. Your passion for the news has helped me and all of us to stay current with the recently chaotic state of affairs. Alex K., your passion for cars and automobiles has fascinated us over the years, and you are my go-to classmate for any discussions regarding the latest technology. Rebecca, a very well-rounded student you are, diligent and committed in your academics, musically talented, so open to sharing your talents in the hallway or in front of an audience. I always look forward to singing with you at lunch. Ginny, you are another gifted singer and one of the most optimistic students I see each day. I can almost always expect to see a smile on your face passing you in the hallway or sitting with you at lunch. Riley, you never cease to amuse me with your humor. Whether it's about sailing, shark fishing, trap shooting, or anything in between, the passion and charm with which you speak can absolutely captivate audiences. Nathaniel, you amaze me with your ability to make a political joke or technical discussion out of almost any situation. Your commitment to social justice has taught me how important and valuable it is to remain current with the news and experience others' pain in order to motivate me to be an even more caring person. And last, but certainly not least, Michael. Our friendship exists on so many different levels, from the inside jokes we play on each other in the hallway, to our common interests in our academic subjects, music, art, and many other areas. Thanks to your flexibility and humor, I hardly ever feel uncomfortable voicing my opinion to you. I find the state of uncertainty and doubt that we now find ourselves in analogous to a sensation that comes to me frequently on my summer visits to an island in Maine with my family, where we hike trails and climb mountains. One of my favorite experiences there is working my way slowly up the mountain, steadily rising higher and higher, being able to see as I rise further and further up into the surrounding landscape, the neighboring hills, the valleys, lakes, and even off into the ocean. Part of the sublimity of this perspective comes when we reach the summit, breaking out into the open above even trees, confronted by the sudden panorama of the full view. What always strikes me is the amorphousness of this vision. This might seem strange, since on the one hand, it's a view from which you can see everything, the trees, the hills, surrounding mountains, the lakes and ponds, and even the outline of the island where it meets the ocean. But on the other hand, the very fact of being able to clearly see our immediate surroundings, and then on top of that those surroundings are limited and ringed in by a wider landscape that expands infinitely. That extension of view foreshortens the clarity of the immediate perspective. Throughout our lives, we have all been steadily journeying up our own such mountain. As the trail climbed steeper and steeper, grew more and more shrouded and full of twists and turns, our strengths were the light sources that guided us through this uncertainty. Whenever we faced our next steep climb or lost our way, which I did on Sargent Mountain once, sometimes out of breath, feeling as if we could go no further, we leaned on each other and used our disabilities to our advantage to push on. Now we stand together on this stage, at the summit of our high school career, at the momentary pinnacle of our lives. No longer will we have each other to look to for our optimism and reassurance every day. As David Bowie might put it, our time at Erin is through, and there's nothing we can do. If we take a good look around, we will notice that the trees, the surrounding landscape, and the stars in the sky look very different today. But when we remind ourselves what makes us special, of all the effort we have put in to arrive here today, and envisioning where we want to be in 1 year, 5 years, 20 years, we can begin to trace the outlines of the horizon, begin to decipher the meaning of the patterns of the stars. A far longer and deeper journey awaits us all, and nobody knows for certain where it will take us just yet. But one thing is for certain: we each hold sole authority to do what we want to do in life. The line between success and failure grows thinner with each passing day, and our decisions have the power to shape our lives as we want them. As we begin to think about how we will make these decisions, let us remember that what other people call disabilities are simply characteristics that make us unique, and in fact grant us special abilities that not many others possess. As we begin to feel ourselves losing our grip on the things we take for granted, drifting off into uncharted territory, let us remain present to each other in spirit every day and night to guide each other through the uncertainty that lies ahead. Let us cast aside our doubts and fears as we remind ourselves of the simply phenomenal progress we have made up to this point. This is all I ask of you. Thank you, teachers, counselors, faculty, and administration. Your wisdom, kindness, and unwavering support each and every day has allowed us to rise above our fears, take on challenge, and grow beyond expectation. And finally, to the class of 2017, thank you for being my true friends, for inspiring me, for always having my back when I was feeling down. I love you and wish you the best of luck in all your current and future endeavors. I am confident that, guided by the knowledge and skills we have gained at Aaron School, we will step beyond this summer into the wider circles of experience beyond and find our footing there, because we first learned here how and why to strive.